Everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars 6206 Tie Interceptor from the year 2006. This one has 212 pieces with one minifigure, and way back in the day, it would have cost you just $20. However, nowadays, it'll run you over $100 sealed in box. Inside of said box, we've got some bags, which interestingly had holes to allow the parts to breathe, and then we had some parts that have been separated at birth and will now finally be reunited. There's also the instruction manual, which shows off the amazing assortment of sets that went very well together at the time. The lone TIE Pilot minifigure would not fly by today's standards. It lacks a lot of the modern details that we see on TIE Pilot figures. However, for the time, it was good. Now, the TIE Interceptor has really not aged all that well, mostly because of the blue color on it. A few years after this release, they finally made the switch over to light gray for TIE Fighters and TIE Interceptors and TIE Defenders, and that is far more aesthetically pleasing and something pretty much everyone at this point is used to. So looking back on it, this blue has not aged all that great, although it definitely has a fantastic classic feel for LEGO Star Wars. Now, another thing this set feels like it's missing is common play features we would see today. It does have the cannons and lasers represented on the set in decent detail for the time. However, kid me of 2006 missed out on the great fun that could have been spring-loaded shooters or stud shooters at the time. I know I don't look at them very fondly today, but this set just is missing those common play features that we see on today's sets. Now, it does do something you don't see a lot on today's sets, and that's instead of a sticker, it's using a printed piece for the Imperial logo, which is pretty sick. The thrust coming out of the back of the ship is fine, but doesn't look the best. It definitely hasn't aged very well either. And then finally, we get to what is probably the best part of this set, and that is the printed windscreen piece. Definitely a piece that has aged okay. LEGO definitely has a much better method for this modern day, which we'll see in a second, but for the time, and even today, this still works decently well and looks good because it's printed. Inside the cockpit, though, you may find to be a bit lacking. It just has a small control panel for the TIE Pilot to use and then some studs for him to sit on. Now, the wing joints on the TIE Interceptor are noticeably wobbly. They feel like they're going to fall apart when you're swishing it around. However, they typically don't in the normal course of play, but if you pull at them hard enough, they easily will. Now, for 2023, LEGO did finally remake an Imperial TIE Interceptor, and seeing it side by side with this 2006 one, it really puts a lot of perspective on how much LEGO has improved in certain areas. This newer TIE Interceptor just runs circles around what we had in 2006, and I liked what we had in 2006. I also had not seen these two side by side, so finding out that the newer one is even bigger than the older one, given this era of LEGO shrinking newer models compared to older models, was a bit of a surprise to me, and a very welcome one at that, because that slightly larger size allows for slightly better detail, and of course modern building techniques and modern pieces really allow that to be taken advantage of. So I gotta say, while I love that 2006 TIE Interceptor, if you're in the market for one, the 2006 TIE Interceptor isn't the one to buy unless you're a classic collector, in which case it's the one to buy. But the 2023 TIE Interceptor is better. 2006 TIE Interceptor, if it was 9-year-old me in 2006, was probably getting a 10 out of 10. Nowadays, with modern standards and everything, it's just not all that great. It's like a 6, 7 out of 10. It's just not that good. What are you going to do? Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, please hit the like button and check out more LEGO Star Wars set reviews on the end screen now.